Hi guys, it's Hinda and welcome to Cooking Fantasies. In today's video, we're going to be making this delicious and fantastic strawberry tiramisu. I've already shared with you guys a classic tiramisu in the channel and you guys liked it a lot. I thank you for all the positive feedbacks, and that's why I decided to do this time a strawberry tiramisu. And just like the other tiramisu recipe, this is going to be without raw eggs. So we're going to use a substitute for egg whites and we're going to be cooking the egg yolks. And I also have a lot of tips for you and a lot of options for the cream, what you could use and what you could substitute with. So make sure to check the description box where I'm going to be leaving the recipe in both the grams and the cups measurements, as well as a link to the full recipe with the instructions where you can also print it. And one last thing before we start, if you are visiting the channel for the first time, we make a lot of easy and delicious recipes here, so make sure to hit the subscribe button and the little bell to get all the notifications, and let's get started. The first thing we're going to prepare is the strawberry syrup. We're going to be dipping the Ladyfinger Biscuits. For this, I'm going to simply cut my strawberries and blend them to make a juice. I use fresh strawberries, but for this step especially, you can use frozen strawberries. And once the strawberries are well blended, I'm going to add them to a saucepan and add the strawberry jam to them. I use strawberry jam for more flavor, but you can simply use 2 tablespoons of sugar instead. And then you're going to need 2 tablespoons of orange juice or lemon juice to add it to this syrup. Once I have combined everything, the strawberry juice, the strawberry jam, and the orange or lemon juice, I'm going to transfer my saucepan to a medium heat and keep cooking till it starts simmering. And as soon as you start seeing the little bubbles, remove it from the heat and transfer the strawberry syrup to another dish to cool faster. And now I'm going to slice my strawberries to add them as a layer for my tiramisu. If you prefer to, you can cut them into very small cubes instead of slices. However you choose to do it, just make sure that the pieces or the slices are not too big or too thick. And I also kept 2 whole strawberries for decoration. And now let's prepare the delicious cream. We're going to start by mixing the egg yolks with the sugar and the vanilla sugar or the vanilla extract. And I'm going to whisk everything together. Now bring your mixing bowl over a hot steaming water or bain-marie and keep whisking. Make sure the mixing bowl is not touching the hot water and you want to keep whisking continuously. By doing this, we're going to cook the egg yolks and keep whisking till the mixture turns pale and starts thickening, then remove it from the heat. And when you take it from the heat, you're going to continue whisking until it cools down. If you see that it's too thick, sometimes if the temperature was too high or the water was too close to the mixing bowl, it tends to get too thick or harden. Just go ahead, add 1 tablespoon of milk and keep whisking, and it's gonna be smooth and creamy again. And now for the cheese, of course, we're going to be using mascarpone cheese. The cheese should be in room temperature and you want to mix it just enough till it's creamy and smooth. You don't want to overmix it. Of course, we have here mascarpone cheese, but I have a tip for you. If you add part of cream cheese to your mascarpone, this is going to enhance the flavor and bring it to another level. As soon as the cheese is creamy, stop mixing and add the egg yolks and sugar mixture and then mix again to combine everything together. And here again, don't overmix, just enough to combine everything. Now to make the cream extra fluffy and flavorful, we're going to be adding some whipped cream. The heavy cream, of course, must be very cold in order to have a nice whipped cream, and I'm going to be adding 1 tablespoon of icing sugar to it. And keep mixing till I have a nice whipped cream consistency. And then go ahead and incorporate the whipped cream into the first cheese cream we prepared, and you want to do this in 3 to 4 goes and slowly, as we want to keep all the air we have incorporated in order to have a nice texture of the cream. The whipped cream here is to replace the egg whites that are used in the authentic tiramisu recipe. For the same reasons we cooked the egg yolks, to avoid having raw eggs in the dessert. And this is the texture you want to have. It's almost like a mousse. It's very rich and creamy and still fluffy, and it's still going to set even more in the fridge. So if your cream is a little bit more runny, don't worry about it, it's gonna set more once you leave it in the fridge. And now for the exciting part, let's assemble our tiramisu. If you see that your syrup is too thick, go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of orange juice to it. And then start briefly dipping the Ladyfinger biscuits into the syrup and then lay them on your dish. Depending on the brand of the Ladyfingers you are using, some brands are more absorbent than others. In any case, you don't want to soak them, just kind of cover them with the syrup and place them on the dish. Once you have puzzled up all the Ladyfinger biscuits to cover the bottom of your dish, we're going to add the cream. Now you must know that the top layer of the cream, the one we're going to be adding later on, must be thicker than this one, so you want to add less than the half. To mimic the original tiramisu, where we would be now adding cocoa powder, I'm going to be adding freeze-dried strawberry powder. I highly recommend you to use it. It really makes a huge difference. If you don't have it, you can use freeze-dried raspberry powder instead, or white chocolate shavings. It also goes really good. Now I'm going to be adding a layer of the sliced strawberries, a second and last layer of the Ladyfingers dipped in the strawberry syrup. As you see here, I like to have this round tip of the Ladyfinger biscuits on the corner of the dish because I like to see this pattern when I fill the cream and it goes in between the biscuits. It makes a really nice, beautiful pattern, but you really don't have to do that. You can just lay them however you want. The important thing is that they should make a full layer and cover all the strawberries. Once you have nicely layered the Ladyfinger biscuits, go ahead and add the rest of the cheese cream. You want this layer to be very generous, so add as much as you can, and then you want to press it slightly on the corner so that the cream goes in between the biscuits. Use the same dish size I used. This is the perfect amount of cheese cream for this size. And now I'm going to slightly even it out, and I will be adding one last layer of freeze-dried strawberries on the top. If you're not using the freeze-dried strawberry powder, you can use either white chocolate shavings, shredded chocolate, or even another layer of sliced strawberries. In all cases, it's going to be very delicious, and that's the most important thing. After you finish garnishing your tiramisu, you want to place it in the fridge for at least 4 hours to set. Finally, I decorated my tiramisu with some slices of strawberries, and this is optional, you can decorate however you like to. The setting time is not only for the cream to sit, but it's also for all the flavors to infuse together, and of course it tastes even much better the next day. And because we didn't use any raw eggs in the recipe, you can have it in the fridge up to 3 days or as long as it survives in the fridge if it makes it to 3 days, which is honestly quite hard. It many times, but this strawberry tiramisu is very delicious. I already made it many times, but these enhancements and these changes I made to the recipe were totally worth it. It tastes so much better. So make sure to check the description box where I'm going to be leaving all the ingredients with the substitutes, the link to the printable recipe. Hope you will be trying out this recipe soon, and if you do, please let me know how it turned out. I'm always happy to read about your feedbacks. I thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell to get all the notifications. And see you soon in a new video. Happy baking!